Good morning to all. I welcome our guests, our commissioner and the assistant commissioner, our staffs. Now I invite Mr. Vijayaraja to deliver a formal welcome address.
Vanakkam. Very good morning to all. On behalf of Commissioner, Gazetteers Unit and staff of the Tamil Nadu Archives and Historical Research, we extend a hearty welcome to our distinguished guests, Srimati Nirmala Lakshman, Chairperson, the Hindu Group Publishing Private Limited, Publisher, the Hindu Group of Publications, and Sri Oliver Ballhatchet MBE, British Deputy High Commissioner at Chennai. I also welcome the special invitees, the librarians and other government officials and the media persons to this function. Once again, with profound happiness, I welcome you all and make this function a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our commissioner to facilitate our chief guest. First, I request our commissioner to honor British Deputy High Commissioner of Chennai and Puducherry, Mr. Oliver Ballhatchet MBE. It's our great pride, sir. And now I request our commissioner to honor Mrs. Nirmala Lakshman, the chairperson, the Hindu Group Publishing Private Limited. Now I request our commissioner to deliver his presidential address.
Good morning to all. I am extremely glad and thankful to our distinguished guest, Srimati Nirmala Lakshman, Chairperson, the Hindu Group Publishing Private Limited, and the Publisher, the Hindu Group of Publication, and Sri Oliver Ballhatchet MBE, British Deputy High Commissioner at Chennai, for accepting our invitation, even though at a very short notice, and present here amidst their busy schedule for this wonderful occasion of releasing reprinted versions of centuries old district manuals and district gazetteers. District manuals and district gazetteers are British legacy. The scholarly district collectors of the British Indian government started preparing district manuals. The ground jewel of erstwhile Madras Presidency was Majura Country Manual, written by J.H. Nelson in the year 1868. Manuals are not mere administrative reference books, but they have considered as rich historical treasure. After 1905, the manuals rechristened as district gazetteers. After independence, the methodology and policy of gazetteer writing have undergone transformation to reflect the needs of the independent nations. The manuals and the gazetteers are the contemporary documentation of the district and also considered as a primary source for writing the political, social, economical, religious, cultural and demographic history of the district. So they are the immense use to the administrators, scholars, writers, researchers, students and the general public. Hence, it was planned to bring out the reprints of these rare volumes. Now, 14 districts manuals and gazetteers have been reprinted and ready for release. I sincerely hope the scholars and the researchers will greatly appreciate this initiative. As it is well known, the Tamil Nadu Archives and Historical Research is a repository of old records. Several outreach programs are also being conducted by this institution to disseminate information. No doubt, the releasing of reprinted versions would benefit the scholars in particular and the general public at large. I would earnestly put forth to our distinguished guest that this day will be etched in the annals of the Tamil Nadu archives, and we could cherish your visit, sir. Thank you for all.
Thank you, sir. It's an honor to me to speak today about two remarkable individuals. First, let me introduce Mr. Oliver Ballhatchet MBE. Hope we are pronouncing your name correctly, sir. The British Deputy High Commissioner in Chennai and Puducherry. Mr. Oliver's career with the UK's Foreign and Commonwealth Office began in 2004 and has been nothing short of impressive. He started by tackling counter-terrorism and Western Balkans issues. His journey then took him to Brazil, where he worked on energy and global climate change, and later served as the political consul in Rio de Janeiro. One of his standout achievements was being the Olympic and Paralympics attaché for the British teams at the 2016 Rio Games, earning him an MBE in 2017. Mr. Oliver was deeply involved in UN peacekeeping efforts and even contributed to the 2019 Street Child Cricket World Cup. With a law degree and an honorary doctorate, Mr. Oliver's connection to India is personal too. He once taught in a school in Punjab and now proudly calls him as Maid of Chennai. Especially since his son was born here. He is a daily reader of The Hindu, a newspaper his father admired even before Oliver's moved to Chennai. Speaking of The Hindu, let's turn to Mrs. Nirmala Lakshman, the chairperson and publisher of the Hindu group. Mrs. Nirmala is a veteran journalist and a former joint editor of The Hindu. She founded the popular Hindu Literary Festival in Chennai. She is also a renowned writer, penned two notable books, Writing a Nation and Degree Coffee by the Yard. Very interesting title, ma'am. She is now working on a book about the history and culture of the Tamils. Now about us, the Tamil Nadu Archives, the oldest archives in Asia, established by the British in 1909, documents dating back to 1670 and a staggering 40 crore pages of records. It is a priceless repository of our shared history. There are documents from the British who are reformers, surveyors, architects, engineers, philosophers, political scholars, and archaeologists who helped to build the infrastructure of India. These documents are enormous resources for understanding and transforming the history of India. The gazetteers and manuals written by the British are among their valuable contributions. So we thought of Mr. Oliver to make his presence in this great moment. Who could be more appropriate than the British Deputy High Commissioner to receive these reprints? It would be a true recognition of our nation's interconnectedness and the significance of our shared history. The Hindu newspaper is an integral part of Tamil history, bringing the past to the younger generations. So it is appropriate that those who have written and preserved the history and those who carry it to forward to the younger generation should release and receive. I am honored to invite our distinguished guests to release the books. I warmly welcome Mrs. Nirmala Lakshman to release the district gazetteers and manuals, and I kindly invite British Deputy High Commissioner Mr. Oliver Ballhatchet MBE to receive these reprints.
Vanakkam. I was not prepared. Ms. A.Vennila didn't tell us that we had to do a keynote address, though I'm sure my colleague Dr. Ballhatchet will be very, very capably deliver whatever he's supposed to do. But I'd like to thank the Commissioner of the Tamil Nadu Archives, Dr. Nantha Gopal, Mr. Vijayaraja, as well as A.Vennila and other members of the Tamil Nadu Archives Library and Department for their very kind welcome this morning. And although it was a short notice, I just could not say no simply because this is such wonderful work that's been going on here for so many decades. And I think this is unique in India in the sense that as part of the Madras Presidency, the British presence and the British the establishment of the the Raj here was very, very significant in that we had so many infrastructural inputs as well as social reform that emerged from the times of the Raj. And it's wonderful to know that from the 17th century onwards there are materials that have been made available here. And for me it's particularly exciting as somebody who's engaged in trying to write a little bit about a layperson's history. I'm not an academic, so it's likely to be just a pleasant read for hopefully for those who will access it later next year. But I have found during the course of my research many wonderful and inspiring things that happened through the colonial interface between Indians and the British. It was a remarkable, though there were a lot of tumultuous times, it was a remarkable cooperation and a friendship that has been strengthened now in the contemporary world with wonderful bureaucrats like Dr. Ballhatchet, who have really strengthened further. And I understand his family has a history of connections with India, and his father reads the Hindu, which is very gratifying to us. But honestly, I think that the continued cooperation in a global world between countries is perhaps the most important thing that we benefit from understanding a shared history. So it's a great privilege and an opportunity to have been here today. And thank you very much. And I hope that more readers and more archivists, more historians will make use of these wonderful resources that have been made available. I was just asking them whether the public can see it, and they said most welcome, that they would reprint copies of documents. And it's very exciting to know that original documents with the founding of the city, when Francis Day first came here and found a strip of land, I think all those documents that he obtained to begin the city of Madras are very much in evidence. I'm sure other documents are available as well. And the Gazetteers, I think, are a very, very important resource for not just for people who study, but for us to understand more the history of not just colonial India, but the history of our people and the region, which is ultimately speaks to a democratic way of functioning, which is very important in the world going forward. So thank you very much for this opportunity. It's wonderful work, and I'd like to congratulate the archives again for this great endeavor.
Thank you, ma'am, for your wonderful wishes. No one believed that we got time within 2 days from both of them. It's really a great honor and wonderful moment for us in the archives history. Now I invite our British Deputy High Commissioner, and I am very thankful for his word when he was speaking about Chennai. I wish to share with all of us now. People from Chennai are very special. They are unassuming, humble and leave you be, but are also extremely welcoming and friendly. They open up their houses and hearts to you. Once you have made a friend in Chennai, you have made a friend for life. Wonderful, sir. Amazing. Thank you, sir. I invite to deliver a keynote address.
Vanakkam. You see there is an example of some words that I said that have been recorded somewhere in an archive and brought back. So thank you very much for reminding me of those. Yes, good morning, everybody. It's lovely to be here. Thank you very much for inviting me. I have stepped away from a program today with our new High Commissioner Designate, our new High Commissioner Designate to India, who is Lindy Cameron, who was the first woman High Commissioner, British High Commissioner to India. And we are behind India in that respect, because India has sent 3 women to be High Commissioners in London. Lindy is our first. She is still, so our new High Commissioner is back at the office, and I have to run back to her soon. She is still the designate because she has not presented her credentials to the President of India yet. And that's why she can't be here today to stand up. Otherwise, I'm sure she would have loved to come down here. It's lovely to have this invitation. It always makes me slightly nervous to come and talk about the British time in India. I mean, I guess it's a representation. It demonstrates our complex history, I guess, is the way to describe it. But it is history, and you know, we need to recognise that and record it, and that is what you have done here today. So I very much congratulate you on these reprints. I mean, information is key. It's incredibly important. Information is important because it's very, very interesting. It's very interesting to see what happened, all the good and the bad and the indifferent. See it all written down and documented and archived. It's fantastic and fascinating to see. But information is also, and crucially important, because it helps you make better decisions. It helps you make the right decisions for the future. It helps you make better decisions at a local level, better decisions at a national level, and better decisions at an international level. If you're negotiating with another country about your borders or whatever it might be, you can do that better if you have a proper archived record of what has happened in the past. If you can see why decisions were made in the past, it'll help you make better decisions for the future. And it's ironic, I guess, in this day and age where we probably have more information recorded than ever before. We definitely have more information recorded than ever before. People are taking videos on their phones right now. This very event in this room will be recorded in 20 different ways. But at the same time, so we have more information than ever, but at the same time, I think we're losing a little bit of that art of recording it in the right way, documenting it in the right way, and making sure that we've got the facts recorded as they were without being distorted by I guess, fast food information. And that makes us, again, helps us to understand what has occurred and to make better decisions. So it's great that you have reprinted these, that you've kept them and you've reprinted them. So it's, I'm coming to the close of my time in Chennai, actually, for this time, because I've been here since 2019. I'm leaving in October, so I've got a few more months left, but that will be 5 years, which have flown by. And indeed, my son was born here. He was born here 4 weeks after we arrived. I don't quite understand how my wife managed to fly here and then have a baby so quickly. But he has known nothing else apart from Chennai, so he's a big supporter of the Chennai Super Kings. He screams when Dhoni's on the TV. He only knows the word punai. He doesn't know the word cat. He just knows the word punai. So my son is going to very much miss Chennai, and I am very much going to miss Chennai, and I hope to come back in some capacity soon. I'm not leaving yet, but it's the one. I've had a few diplomatic postings, but it's the one that's I think had the biggest impact on me and my family. So it's wonderful to be invited. Thank you very much, and congratulations for what you have done to reprint these archives. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I invite Mr. A.Tamilselvan to deliver a vote of thanks.
Good morning to all. I am Mr. A.Tamilselvan, the editor of Tamil Nadu Archives, extending a vote of thanks on this occasion of the reprint release of the district manuals and Gazetteets. Firstly, I express our deepest gratitude to our esteemed commissioner for organizing this program in such a grand manner. Your vision and dedication have truly made this event a success, sir. On behalf of the prestigious Tamil Nadu Archives Department, I extend my heartfelt thanks to all attendees for making this occasion special with our presence. Special thanks to Mrs. Nirmala Lakshman, Chairperson of the Hindu Publishing Group Limited, for graciously releasing the reprints. Your support is invaluable to us, ma'am. We are honoured by the presence of Mr. Ballhatchet MBE, the British Deputy High Commissioner of Chennai and Puducherry. Thank you for receiving these reprints. Your participation adds great significance to this event, sir. Our sincere thanks to Dr. A.Vennila, an esteemed poet and writer, for her enlightening introductory note to the district manuals and guest. I extend gratitude to Mr. Vijayaraja, Assistant Commissioner, for his warm welcoming address and grand arrangements. Finally, thank you to our colleagues, journalists, media person, researchers and students for your support. Thank you all for being a part of this celebration. Thank you once again.